motifs and the masks right there. And then if you look under the windowsills, there are more masks. In the middle, you see the masks of comedy and tragedy. This was a performing arts center, a 3,000-seat opera, funded by Samuel Insull, who was a utilities tycoon. He used to work for Thomas Edison. He brought the utilities industry to Chicago, and he lost a fortune on this building because it opened 6 days after the stock market crash of 1929, and they had an awful time there financially for many, many years. Not a lot of people to fill up a 3,000-seat opera, or at least the office space in the building that was supposed to support the opera. But it is thriving now. It's doing very well. Speaking of finances, off to the left, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Center. This is where commodities were once traded. And the Merc has actually moved out of this building. They joined with the Board of Trade. And look at the towers, though. You see the serrated edges up the towers like a knife?
Do you see the
That is to
SkyDeck?
create more corner office space. You know, everybody wants to have that coveted corner office. So if you have the serrated edges up the towers like that, you have 4 times as many corner offices. And you'll notice the hum of diesel engines off to the right here. And you'll see trains under these buildings. Yes, there are trains there underneath all of these buildings. And that is the rail yard for Chicago's Union Station. And these were some smart guys that owned this rail yard. They decided that their land was very valuable, but how can you build buildings where railroad tracks are? Well, they decided to sell the air rights to these developers to be able to build above their railroad tracks. So the railroad made millions upon millions of dollars selling nothing but air to these developers to be able to have the ability to build above their railroad. Now get your cameras out, get your iPhone ready, or your iPad, whatever you're using to take your pictures with. Your Polaroid. Nobody uses the Polaroid anymore, do they? But we're going to see the Willis Tower up close and personal here in just a moment. Right behind me, coming into view, there it is. I can tell with the oohs and ahs. It is in view. It is the tallest building in Chicago. It was the tallest building in the world for 24 years. It is officially the 10th tallest building in the world now. It was designed by Fosler Kahn and Bruce Graham of Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, opening in 1974 as the Sears Tower, and it was known as the Sears Tower up until 2009. Sears moved out of this building. They went out to the suburbs and Hoffman Estates, and the Willis Corporation said, hey, we'd like to have naming rights, one of the main tenants in the building, and they purchased them for 15 years. But those of us from Chicago hardly ever refer to this building as the Willis Tower, and I probably will refer to it as the Sears Tower as the tour goes on. But you look up on the 103rd floor, you can see those glass boxes up there.